Hello guys, and welcome back to Strategic Command World War II World at War with our first ever PvP against SirTravis, who's playing as the Allies. In the last episode, we started preparing for the times to come. We've been setting up our operation to take Malta. We've done some math to figure out how to spend German MPPs after the fall of France, which has fallen, by the way, and preparing for a maybe couple months early invasion of the USSR. Japan has been seeing decent success pushing into the south of China, and now we will see what Travis has done. Last turn, he was very not aggressive. Holy moly, so many ships. I think he's searching. I think he's using them as screens to search for my ships or any landing craft that he expects to see. That's an interesting thing to just leave there. Probably because of the, what he knows is there. I don't think he expected to find this sub. 2 for 2, I'll take that. I think destroyers are worth more than subs. I don't know. Otherwise, he just moves things around. So he's screening because he very much expects us to do Operation Sea Lion. He's pretty damn confident we're going to do it. Oh, he did Operation Catapult, attacked the Vichy fleet. I'm not surprised. Partial mobilization of French Vichy fleet. French bombers attacked Gibraltar in response to attack on, and we raided Egypt-UK line. Well, nothing surprises me there. Unlike what he thinks, though, we are not, in fact, invading the UK. I have no plans for a 1940 Operation Sea Lion. Oh, it's finally July. This is when France was actually supposed to surrender, by the way. And we did it early, yeah. So we have some medium bombers here. They need some upgrading. I had them get to work before they actually got any upgrades. Tactical bombers, the straight shooters, are capable of heading down south. We'll send them down to Innsbruck on their way. And I'm gonna get the Italians moving across here. Now, to where exactly is up to debate. We can't get them both over here, but I think this is a better place for a medium bomber to be anyway than over here, because we'd have more air coverage where we could strike out against naval units. However, then the medium bombers wouldn't actually be in range currently of Malta, so getting across here might be more apt. And I prepared for this. I prepared the Gazoni HQ to move across. I don't think I really need to keep more than one HQ on the mainland. Any better? Nope. So do we have any better leaders? The answer is no. We will transport Gazoni then. And he can make it all the way over here, so let's move this off real quick. Let's send you right down here. He did say he wonders what will happen in the Mediterranean, so hopefully he isn't sending anything over to interrupt me. But if he is, this is why I'm setting up ships around, kind of in preparation for a big naval fight, no matter what direction he comes from, because I'm willing to fight and die over Malta, because if I have Malta, then I can, it's weird, I can control like all of this so easily. We'll move the 4th garrison off of Tripoli. We'll land the Gazoni HQ there. The bombers will move down somewhere over here. Let's just go with where they would have the most supply, because they'll be doing the most work. The fighters will fly over and chill out over here. Supply should be boosted in a good way. Yeah, good enough way, certainly. We have some more ability to escort. We have some southern ability to escort. We have German tactical bombers that need to get into position. Now, where exactly should I put the fighters is a really good question. If I put you on Mount Etna, you would have range to intercept. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that is perfectly in range of this fighter from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would not cover that. Okay. And the bombers, what range do they have? They have a strike range of 5, so we have trouble putting anything other than medium bombers in the rear. But that's fine. There's only 2 medium bombers. What do I do with this fighter? It won't have the same reach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it won't have the same reach. Well, putting it in the back for right now is acceptable, I would say. It's not gonna intercept over any of this, but it's acceptable, and this is as far as it can get anyway. One problem with all this preparation that I'm doing is that he's gonna know, because he can see these 2 hexes away, and he can see what I'm doing here. He's gonna figure it out eventually, especially if he sees a German bomber appear right here, and he sees what I'm doing. He's gonna figure it out. He 100% is gonna figure out. Let's put this heavy cruiser back in port. So, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could still reach from here, so I might avoid sitting on Syracuse proper. Now that the Italians have moved, he might think, oh, he was just going there to transport over. He won't actually know for sure that this is what I'm planning to do. He might just think that I'm trying to disable a port. So, and we do have more tactical bombers and whatnot on the way, and medium bombers. And so, the way this is going to work, we're waiting on this one. This will be ready in 4 turns. It'll hit 0. So in 3 turns, I should start bombarding with my battleships, theoretically, Valletta, so that I can get it down to 0, the same time the port's at 0, and then that might be a roughly good time to start bombarding. He'll never be exactly at 0 because Malta supply will always recover a little bit. He'll have at least 1 minimum every turn, but his reinforcement capability will be really low. Also, I realized that this paratrooper was actually heading south and I mistakenly sent it west because I forgot what it was doing. I'm just going to operate it so that I don't make that mistake anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Somewhere over here would be the ideal spot to put it, to actually have it fly over. But that's accounting for good weather. That is specifically like, okay, the weather is perfect. Not that I think it would be too bad around the Mediterranean, but we have a flight range of what, like 6 on these boys right now? 6, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so right around here. One of these would be good. It's either going to get halved or just not at all affected. So we'll just move this here just all out of the way. We will operate a paratrooper so that I don't make this mistake again. Just so he's already there, we know where he is and where he'll be. We'll send these tactical bombers forward, the SG-2 and 1s. I'll forgo getting elite reinforcements on this medium bomber so we can just get it heading south sooner rather than later, because we're already upgrading one up here, and upgrades are more important. I want to get it in range in case any naval units appear threateningly that I might have to worry about. Any elite reinforcements, that could just come later because it's like 1 and then it's like 2 more turns after that, and then we're getting kind of close there. I think all these bombers should be in position in time for the actual bombing to start, which is not starting right now. We're gonna wait until we can really sabotage the supply of Malta before we start doing any bombing. You know, I love how his Javelin destroyer ran into the Catfish sub, and it had absolutely no business doing so. We weren't along the line at all. This is the middle of fucking nowhere, and he just happened to run into a sub. How did that even happen? I have no idea. I'll move the Italian 1st and 2nd Corps next to some ports, because eventually we're gonna need to send some corps down here. 3 armies is not going to be enough to conquer Egypt and then push out in other directions. They'll need the support of some corps, and as Italy, we cannot be that picky. We have actually maxed out our corps that we can recruit anyway. That means if you do the invasion of Greece, you actually go 2 over the limit, which is kind of funny. I find the limit to be kind of weird because of that, because there's events that can like grant you subs as Germany, but then those just take from your limit unless you've already hit your limit, so it's weird. You can get more than you're supposed to have by using some events, but I can't be bothered to min-max that shit. We can't be picky as Italy, because armies are expensive and Italy has other priorities that we just kind of need to make do with what we have. Mainland Italy is easy to protect. It's called just operate some Germans down there, you know? Africa, this is where a lot of the Italians are going to be going. Let's get the first paratroopers to Le Havre. That works. Just to scare him. If he sails by, he sees them. He's like, oh no, that's so bad. He's coming to get me. Ooh, let's just, you know, mess with him a little bit. We'll send this corps because I don't have any money to upgrade it at the moment. So just gonna like leave these in little defensive fixtures for now. And hell, I might do a couple more than I'm actually visibly doing. Let's continue pre-positioning some tanks. So we know we're gonna want one, maybe not on Modlin proper. It's not staying there. But like right next to it would be pretty good. So 5th Panzer tanks go there. Line breaker tanks, we're gonna want one, like 2 around here and maybe 1 down here-ish. We'll just send the blue tank to Lodz. And we'll send the line breaker tanks towards Lublin while we figure out where to put them. We're gonna get 1 more tank from Rommel's group who are not going to Africa. I'm just gonna send a bunch of Italians, and if Italy needs protecting, the Germans can do it. Italy is becoming Africa, and that is what we are doing. Get the tanks into position. And then, at least 2 units within 6 hexes of Warsaw. Yeah, not surprised there. Von Kukler can head east. The HQ here is going to be pretty unnecessary. Von Bach, he'll start heading east this way as well. We have some armies that will be coming in. Definitely going to need an army up north. That is certain. Let's go along the road there. Armies will be needed really all over the place. Let's send this one up the middle by Dresden. Let's send this one after it. Let's send this one up north as well. This one, kind of through the middle. That's the one with mobility. And this one will go the southern path. Let's reinforce the Coast Guard sub. Let's get the Trapper sub headed up north. We'll go along our own little line here. There you go. And then ideally we're going to want to like move up. So let's head up a little bit towards the Faroe Islands. And then flanking behind this sub right here. This one needs to get to France to reinforce at this point. It's at 7 strength. It needs to just head towards France. We'll take the Antwerp Corps here. We're going to send that towards St. Malo. Go put this one on Nantes. Just to have a strong presence here so he thinks something's coming while we wait for the time, the opportune time to actually upgrade our units. And we, of course, shift them out. We'll bring the first anti-air over to Lille here, so it protects Lille, Luce, Mons, so 2 mines, and Lille, which is worth quite a bit of MPPs all by itself. And 2 decent, honestly, yeah, 2 decent positions where we could say put rockets. You know, I was thinking like, oh, maybe put rockets here, and you know, I still might. But I only get 3 rockets, and pretty much any anti-air I purchase is going here. Hell, we're building 1 more. We already have 1. We could still build 4 more. That's quite a lot. I know there's things that will pop up here, so let's say that's like 3 reserved, and let's say separately, you know, you have 1, maybe 2, and 3 would cover this pretty well with anti-air in such a way that would let me move my very limited fighter coverage I plan on having at the initial invasion, having all of them elsewhere. And initially the cost will be kind of high, but in the long run, he'd find it very hard to do anything because his interceptors wouldn't be able to strike me, nor would they be able to intercept any rockets. Oh yeah, and let's address this now. Last turn I actually forgot to reassign my Japanese chit to the DEI. That 20% did not do anything for us. We will assign another Japanese chit, 25%, because thinking about it like this, assuming no critical successes, maybe moving like 7% per turn, we have about a year until the oil embargo hits. We have, at a 25% chance, the statistical odds that we trigger this roughly 4 to 5 times if we delete a month to not count the actual time of the oil embargo, then it's like we have a 4 times chance that it would trigger. Roughly, I think 7, maybe it might be more like 5, but roughly let's say 7 on average percent movement times 4 would, I believe, bring us to about where we need to be. Towards the end, we might need a couple more German chits realistically, but I don't think we're close enough to guarantee, without some really good luck, in the next year getting the DEI. So I'm going to hold this 25% for now, and we'll assign more German chits if we need to. If we do, with just Germany alone, forgetting about Italy, Italy really shouldn't be putting MPPs into this, we could get 25% all the way up to 40%. So we'll only really look at that if we've made like minimal progress by 1941, like the start of it. Travis still isn't doing really any research at all, or even any new diplomacy with the UK, but he is spending a lot on units still. Given that he doesn't really have very much to reinforce, this means he's either doing upgrades, which there won't be a lot of, or he's purchasing new units. Realistically, I think he's purchasing new units, which is smart, but I think he's ignoring diplomacy or research to a great degree. He still has America doing a ton of it, and I think he really is just hoping that America will speed up the tech of others so he could focus more on units. He's got Russia researching as well. China, pretty actively doing research. Yeah, let's look at MPPs for units. Have gone way down recently. He's only doing the bare minimum of reinforcement so he can get in research by the looks of it. You can see so clearly the only 2 times he ever spent money is India. Once here to purchase, this might be 2 turns actually, I don't know. But he clearly just purchased a unit. It's exactly 150, you know, it's so. And then once on a research here, 125, it's pretty easy to see, if you ask me. So I don't think the UK is going to really be super prepared navally since they're not really researching anything, which is good, because that means I'll have less problems against them as Italy. I plan on buffing up Italy's navy, and even as Germany. So the time limits of everything I want made are within pretty decent reach for Germany at the moment, and nothing else is really pressing. So I'm going to order an a rocket. Yeah, rockets. I'm going to order 1 rocket, just 1. With rocket weapons 1, anti-air. By the time it arrives here, rocket weapons 2 might be available, but this is enough for what I need anyway. I'll upgrade it if that becomes available, of course. But here you go. We'll purchase this, and I'll tell you why I want at least 1 early. Because that means I can start rocketing London, which is, other than these mines, you know, it's like pretty valuable. It's as valuable as these mines, if not more, because it'll produce so much supply. So I could start eating away at the UK's MPPs and then making him even more concerned about this region. Anywhere else right now without better range wouldn't be too great. Portsmouth would only be half as great, but we could reach it. Norwich, Maidstone, these places are a fraction as useful to rocket. So primarily I want to get ready to rocket London. That's very important. And then maybe later Portsmouth, but right now, I'm only going to get the 1 rocket, and then I'm going to invest into something else. Maybe start some upgrades. Maybe go for the armored train, and that could be pretty useful in the USSR. That, or maybe invest into some tanks. I really don't know. I'm really not sure. We have 114 MPPs remaining. Upgrades for units are pretty much a one-and-done deal. You know, once they're done, you're pretty much done with them. Given how many turns that we still have available, I'm not really willing to focus it, so everything else is pretty much spent as I want. We're gonna go ahead and actually just purchase another anti-air, probably. I'm still not sure if we need von Manstein now or later. There's certain leaders we could change out, certainly. Like, von Kukler isn't really actually that good, neither is von Bach. There are better ones that they could be swapped out to, which could help, because then I wouldn't actually need to purchase von Manstein. Von Kleist, Modell, Kluge, all better than them. Rommel, well, we know he's gonna spawn. Kesselring, we can swap him out, and same thing with von Manstein. We could have von Manstein, we could have Rommel, we could have that other guy. Where's the German one here? 7. Von Rundstedt's good, though. Von Rundstedt's good enough. So we have von Rundstedt, Rommel, Kesselring, and von Manstein on the front at the very beginning, and that might just be enough. I'm really not sure, but I feel like it might be. And we also have, like, this spawning. I don't think this is Rommel. So I'm pretty sure we're going to have another HQ anyway. I really don't know. So we're just going to go ahead and purchase some more anti-air like I had planned to do. So anti-air upgrade and purchase. Get another one of those because it's been a while. It's been a little bit now since I purchased one. The next one, the second one that I purchased, will be done here this next turn. And so this won't be done until October. So I'm kind of trying to, like, trickle them in there. We're down to 9 MPPs as Germany, so we're basically done. Still not exactly sure where I'll send all of these, but I'll definitely start freeing up units and kind of shifting them eastwards, because we will need cores on the front. Got another couple of ideas for placement in mind. Italy has 109 MPPs remaining after their movements, and things that I've done with them. Definitely not enough to get anything that I want. So let's go ahead and just move you over there, move you over there, move you right there. So what will that do to supply? That'll be at 5. That'll be at 4. Unfortunately, this will still be at 5, 6. We're only boosting it enough really up for, well, very little. But we could consider advancing a little bit soon, at least up to like Mersa to see what happens, but I'm still not too keen on that. If we put the HQ on Tobruk, we could put like one army here, one army here, one army out here on the hill. The supply spread would be better. It would definitely be better. And so if he still doesn't show up, I might just inch my way further like that, just use the actual location of Tobruk for the HQ, move all the armies a bit forward to have him like realize, hey, we're here. So maybe he thinks I will be invading and will respond to that roughly around the same time or just before I actually take Malta. And, you know, he'll be expecting a sea lion potentially, especially if he sees that paratrooper. He won't know what to do. At least that's my hope. Let's move the U-32 down to the Canada-UK line. Pretty obviously placed, honestly. And then let's send you, sir, down this way. Not to raid, but to get towards Western France to recover from everything that you've experienced. Honestly, let's go one step further here, and let's come down here and down this way. I don't think he'd patrol right here, because, you know, USA, UK's not active yet. But we could be here in case it becomes active, is my idea. He also won't think, like, he might think this appeared from this way. He won't exactly know where this came from. So he won't expect the next one coming in, or the next one coming in, or the next one coming in, because they're all going to be arriving from the north. Then we'll just force march the Ariete tanks nearby Rome. Don't know what we're going to do with them. They're probably, of course, best off somewhere in Africa, and we'll get them over there eventually, but Malta comes first. As does making sure we can get a maritime bomber on Malta. And that maritime bomber is going to be Italian so that I can use the German maritime bomber for something else, because they both only get one. Now, he's just sitting here still, which is crazy to me. We've lowered supply on Quilin by surrounding it a little bit, so it's weakened. Quilin's also the furthest that I can tack bomb out from here. He's moved his anti-air somewhere, but not next to Quilin. I don't know where he's sending it, actually. It doesn't have access to a rail line, so it can't operate. It might just be moving down the road or maybe trying to move around, but I think we can see, yeah, right here, and there's nothing here. Let's go ahead and do a medium bombing onto Quilin. Yeah, he doesn't even have the fighters anywhere nearby to intercept. We did 2 damage. The medium bomber really probably isn't even necessary, to be honest. We'll move Umezu down to Canton for the moment. How does that affect supply? It's better. It's better. Perfect? No. But better? Yes. This is good enough, so we'll move the TAC bomber over there. This maritime bomber will just get its elite reinforcement. For right now, it's 31 MPPs. This fighter is in an interesting position. Running intercepts, not actually that important. Other things are certainly more important. I think, yeah, I'm going to move Konglomerat down into this field now, just to kind of focus where we're focusing. The fighters will just move forward, and then supply will be worse back here, but still decent enough. This fighter will not need to be attached to an HQ. This one will be moving, you know, everything's moving closer. 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, Konglomerat is only handling 4. This one's handling 5. Maybe they'll split duties a little bit better now. Let's see how we stack up against the OSS Volunteer Corps, quote unquote, Volunteer Corps. 5 damage dealt, none taken. I think we overperformed a little bit there. We used the core to try to finish him off. Unfortunately, it went the opposite of how it was supposed to go. We dealt no damage and ended up taking damage instead. Well, that's fine. We could just swap this one up, which is injured, but it's fine, and deal that 1 damage we were missing. Taking 1 damage, so, you know, overperform and then just repeatedly underperform. That's always fun. There's no research room for Japan to worry about, so we can have a pretty unit-centric focus right now. Move the 11th Regional Army forward onto Quilin. Woo! This boy made okay, he's moving the anti-air over here. He made artillery. So he's going to defend this with artillery. He knows I'm going after the rail, by the way, now, because he commented on it. He said, oh man, you're taking my rail line. So he understands that I'm taking it. I don't know if he realizes that that is my exact goal, but he understands that I'm taking it. So this is a problem. This is actually a problem a little bit here. Artillery fires defensively. And if you protect it with an anti-air, now it's hard to even fucking bombard it. So that's gonna be fun. But if we can dislodge this core, maybe. Let's go ahead and attack it. We dealt 4 damage. We took no damage. Okay, that's a good start. Not perfect, nor will I really probably be able to wipe it out or anything. But I swap this army back over here and then attack with a blitz attack. Deal 2 damage. Take none. This core is on the verge of death. He is sitting with 3 supply here. I don't know if he's really going to be able to, because we're surrounding this now. So now Nanning is losing supply. He's reinforcing this a little too late, actually, I'm realizing. Doesn't matter if he puts his stuff here. Nanning is surrounded. Its supply is trickling down, which is hurting the supply of everybody standing next to it. So this guy will die, unless he runs it away as fast as possible, which will allow me to further surround Nanning, which will make it so that he can't actually place this in a way that would stop my full advance. I could advance to the south, and then reach these supportive units, and then kill them, and then the rail line is mine, and my first big objective in Japan is done. Well, that is if you don't count taking Changsha as my first big objective, but that one was weird because he handed it to me for free. Let's go ahead and strike out at him. Woo! 5 damage dealt and untaken. Oh, I gotta love that, man. Easy XP. Easy making him reinforce shit. There's nowhere else that's weak. Haven't really been looking up here at all. I think he's caught on what my big goal is. We will swap this healthy core up, put the not healthy one down. Pekoi supply still going up. Hopefully this guy will be able to reinforce eventually, but if not, we'll just move him back, reinforce him. He could defend over here. It's fine. Someone will need to defend Pakoi and Haiko, even if we move up, just in case. I'm going to move Terauchi here down to Sinan, and Itagachi, I don't know how to say these fucking names, to Nanjing. How does that affect supply? Supply will loosen over here, but it's still high enough. Finally, enough supply will trickle over to Wuhan, which is nice. Nanjing has 8 supply. I wonder if it's going up. I hope it is. I hope it's going up. That would be nice, right? And with supply like over here, lowered but still high enough. Supply is going to be a little more evenly spread on the front, and maybe with the southward shift, my HQs can take care of things a little bit better. And then we can even look into getting rid of these old commanders and getting some better ones. We're also going to change some more things up. So for example, the 2nd Kwantung army, there's no point, he's not falling for the trap anymore. We had him for a good like half a year there, but not anymore. So 2nd Kwantung army is going to move up here because we're not going to be pushing through Changsha at this rate, like for a while, if ever. So we're going to move the 2nd Kwantung army back to Xingyuan. We're going to move this core forward into this little mountain, so it's still kind of like helping guard here without actually moving into the field. We're going to force march. Yes, we're going to force march the 37th Army all the way down here to kind of take the spot of the core there. Seems reasonable to me. I'll move the North Chinese Front Army down to Hanyang. We will upgrade the infantry weapons of the 5th Corps as well as of the 13th Corps there. We have 200 PPs remaining. I'm going to spend this on a couple of things. For one, we're going to move the 8th Garrison up here because now we need something to guard this hex. Which actually, you know, right there is a better spot, realistically, but I can just further move it later. The other spot is covered for right now anyway. And we're going to transport this boy over to Shanghai. There you go. 187 PPs remaining. I'm going to spend a lot of this reinforcing and upgrading naval assets to get them kind of up to shape as much as possible anyway. Naval weaponry even, yeah, for carriers. It's not a bad thing. Not a terrible thing. And then just go around upgrading ships. We only have like 64 MPPs left. That reinforcement of the carrier was quite expensive. And I'm just going to go up the line here, not really prioritizing certain ships over another. Escort carrier, 16. We have 21 MPPs remaining. Battleship, 18. Only 3 remaining. So most of the Navy is now upgraded. And I believe everyone is moved. We'll move the 9th garrison to Fuchao. We'll move this one off of Amoy to cover these two, because Fuchao is more important. I'd rather have that one more properly defended. We'll move the 7th garrison to Tientsin, because we don't want it to be right there where he could just walk up to it. Let him face the army, not a garrison. Please and thank you. I am super exceptionally confident that the Sheffield Light Cruiser being here is entirely because that sub is still over here somewhere and he's just waiting to dogpile on top of this Italian destroyer to destroy it. So I'm just going to leave it here and we're just going to keep raiding so that I can try to just make this as inconvenient for him as possible. However, that is the end of our turn. Let's go ahead and hit end turn. See what happens. We move the DEI 7%. That is exactly what I was hoping for and predicting. Okay. But I was predicting that over like the next 3 months, but I'll take it. Infantry weapons development breakthrough for Germany. Nice. Italy got infantry weapons level 1. Perfect fucking timing, man. Nice. We haven't even started the ground fight yet. That's awesome. Ground attack weapons level 1. Japan gets naval weapon. Can I speak? Level 2. That's amazing. Amazing research is being finished. Amazing. The fleet is going to be so ready. Did I even have that when I did Pearl Harbor in the PvE? I don't remember. But damn, dude. Nice. Okay, well, that's our whole turn, and that is the whole episode. So this is going to get tossed back over to Travis. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.